After the conclusion of Season 2, the Season 1 auto-qualified and auto-relegated teams have come back for the Season 1 friendly reunion. In Season 1, there was no friendly, so these teams officially made their debuts in their respective leagues event 1s, but here are the 8 teams that have come back today to try and win this friendly. Hey, the Lemmy Lunatics, the Virtual Whales, Twitter Walkers, Beacon Legion, Radiation Nation, the Magical Magentas, Nora Falcons, and the Canopy Conquest will be competing today. It looks like a fresh set of faces from what we saw last in 2 years ago and in the first qualifying event. The only team that hasn't changed their name being the Lemmy Lunatics, the only team that hasn't changed their uniform being the Beacon Legion. As we start things off in team hurdles, all the events the same as the qualifying last season. In Season 1, we have the Canopy Conquest and the Beacon Legion. The two teams that finished dead last in their respective leagues back in Season 1. Let's see how they will do. As they're off, currently a lot of the Canopy Conquest marbles stuck in the twos. Who's the Beacon Legion who tried to hold for 7, but unfortunately a bit too much momentum there. They could not make it stick. But a 4-5-6-6, a 21 point, a very respectable score to start things off. Canopy Conquest with a much weaker score of 17, with 3 2s, 5 and 6. Next up in Heat 2, the Winter Walkers and the Nora Falcons. Two teams that had vastly different stories in season 2. One of the teams being a surprise title candidate for the B League, the other one finishing dead last in the main league with 0 gold medals. Now, as we look, the Nora Falcons, many marbles already stuck up there, and everyone's done. Up to the 5. I have 1, 2, 4, 5, 5, 17 points for Winter Walkers to lose out on the Canopy Conquest based on comeback. Nora Falcons with 15 points. Haynes will be the worst score so far, are a much weaker Heat compared to that Heat 1. As we look at Heat 3, the Virtual Whales versus the Magical Magentas. Both of these teams did pretty well in the team hurdles last time out. Virtual Whales finished 4th in the main league, and meanwhile the Magical Magentas finished 3rd in the B League. They managed to get 2 of the 6s, and the former Spirited Sky will have a pretty shocking round. Only 15 points. That will put them second last, just ahead of the Nora Falcons. Magical Magentas will be slot between the Beacon Legion and the Winter Walkers in second. And finally, for that final heat, we have the Lemmy Lunatics versus the Radiation Nation. The latter of which are sporting their new uniforms for the first time. Let's see how things will go as it seems. A much more consistent run there for the Lemmy Lunatics. 2 is the 6 for Radiation Nation. Yet again, we see. And we have the third. The Radiation Nation will have 19 points and get P3. And the Lemmy Lunatics will tie them but lose out on 6th place. On that comeback, and they'll finish 4th. So the Beacon Legion will start things off in 1st, Magical Magentas in 2nd, Radiation Nation 3rd, Lemmy Lunatics 4th, and meanwhile the Winter Walkers, Canopy Conquest, Virtual Whales, and the Nora Falcons will be rounding out the bottom half. Definitely not the start the Nora Falcons nor the Virtual Whales would have wanted, especially for the Nora Falcons, who had such a strong Season 2 performance. Next up in the fourth funnel endurance, you have Lemony Flake, Titanic, Abandoned Precision, Isotope, Archmage, Mystery, and Soar, who will be competing. As we're off the funnel pylon graphic, will show up as you look into the first funnel. It will be Soar that's from the Canopy Conquest that seems to be in dead last, but Titanic and Mystery seems to be contesting. Seems close to be contesting that. The Virtual Whales looking great danger as they've already fallen into the second funnel, and to say that into the third funnel already. They are plummeting. Meanwhile, Mystery will be in the second funnel. So will the Canopy Conquest, as the Virtual Whales. They didn't do great last time round in the funnel endurance, but they weren't this bad as they hit the wall. Coming to the final funnel, their momentum is really looking very compromised as they could be looking for a sub 1 minute time, which would be shocking. Lemony Flame is down there in the second funnel as Magical Magentas Archmage falls into professional 6, as Titanic is now dead last to pass the Beacon Legion currently in the lead, but they've also they've lost many positions. They went from leading all the way down to 5th, and I see that they might be down to 6th. It says Archmage has done a pretty good job there in that third funnel to try and hold on as long as they can. Lemmy Lunatics will now win the third funnel, and now they'll fall into the 4th. This Virtual Whales, the shortest time ever seen in the funnel endurance is a 59.1 set by the reserve of the Proleta Purity Gem, and that has just been beaten with a 51.84. It seems that Nora Falcons will be the next one to join them, the bottom 2 of last event, and will be the bottom 2 of this event. Then we just need to see how long it can last, and Mystery will fall and will be finishing 7th with 1 minute 34 seconds. Next up, it seems that Precision is now struggling. They had such a good lead for a long while. Their last marble to fall out of the first funnel. They have now fallen down. They will be finishing in 6th as Lemmy Flaves seems set to join them, the silver medalists of the funnel there in season 1, but then finished 12th in season 2. They will be finishing 5th with a 2 minute 2 second. And Archmage is the next one out, the gold medalist of the funnel endurance, down into 4th as Isotope, the captain of Radiation Nation, will finish in 3rd, and Academy Conquest will follow soon with in 2nd, which means that Abandon, the reserve of the Winter Walkers, will take the gold medal here in the funnel endurance with a 2 minute 20 seconds, 7 seconds clear of the 2nd place Academy Conquest and the 3rd place Radiation Nation. So, a very good showing for the Winter Walkers, and a team that has definitely needed good results as of late. The Academy Conquest showing that they have not lost their footing in the funnel endurance since last season. In season 1, they finished 4th. As we look at the overall standings, Winter Walkers who catapult all the way back to the lead with Magical Magentas in 2nd and Radiation Nation 3rd. Beacon Legion falls to 4th, and the Lemmy Lunatics will fall to 6th. Then looking at the triathlon picks, Lemmy Touch, Beluga, Desolate, Beam, Decay, Enchanter, Peregrine, and Climb. Now looking at Heat 1, Desolate from the Winter Walkers, Decay from the Radiation Nation, Climb from the Academy Conquest, and Beluga for the Virtual Whales will be starting things off here in Heat 1. We will be measuring we will be recording the times, but this is not a time trial event. There will be advancement. So now looking at it will be the Virtual Whales who was leading for a while, but it seems that the Desolate that has overtaken them, and Climb, it seems set to do so. As they do, they make the pass in the sand section as the Winter Walkers will cross the line in first Academy Conquest in 2nd, the Virtual Whales in 3rd, and Decay, a shocking 4th for a Marble that has done very well, that has done very consistently well all this while. It's a pretty shocking result, shockingly poor performance right here. Looking at next up, we have Enchanter, Lemmy Touch, Beam, and Peregrine. Now it's Team Magenta and the Lemmy Lunatics who will be in our provisional top 2 spots, as the Lemmy Lunatics make the pass on Team Magenta, but they manage to get it. It's done. Peregrine and Beam will try and take potentially take the positions, but they seem to be trailing behind the 2nd place Lemmy Lunatics, and will be finishing distant 3rd and 4th. Or Enchanter with the best time so far with 19.38, a Lemmy Touch of 20.06, a Peregrine with 21.51, and Beam, the only Marble so far to have set a time above 22 seconds of 22.6. So the bottom half bracket, let's see how all these teams will try and claw as many points as they possibly can. And the Radiation Nation were originally lead, but Nora Falcons have passed them. Decay up into 6th, Beam in 7th, and Beluga has overtaken them for that 2nd last spot. And Peregrine will be leading heading into the sand section. It seems they're a bit too far for anyone to try and catch up. Decay is trying to make it into the water section, but unfortunately it's not enough, as Peregrine takes the top spot. Decay in 6th, the Beluga in 7th, and the Beacon Legion, unfortunately their momentum has seemingly run dry since that first event of the team hurdles. But as we look into the finals, the Lemmy Lunatics, Winter Walkers, Team Magenta, and the Magical Magentas, and the Academy Conquest lineup. The Academy Conquest will lead into first Team Magenta, and Magical Magentas in 2nd, but Lemmy Lunatics overtake as the Winter Walkers have DNF. That is what could have been for that Marble. The Lemmy Lunatics to try and make the overtake, and they do. Their heroics in the sand section, and Lemmy Touch they have done it yet again. They have taken the win here in the triathlon. Enchanter in 2nd, and Climb in 3rd, and Desolate, they set the 2nd best time in the heat stage, but DNF will be 8. Unfortunately they will DNF. And as we look into the overall standings, the Magical Magentas will take the lead away from the Winter Walkers with 19 points after that silver medal. Or the Lemmy Lunatics have jumped back up to 3rd, Academy Conquest into 4th, Radiation Nation and Beacon Legion have fallen down to 5th and 6th. Meanwhile, Nora Falcons have surpassed the Virtual Whales, but neither of them can even podium. Now, as we look at the final event at the jump pad to determine who will be the winner of this season 1 friendly. Now, Starting us off, we have the Lemony Lunatics. Lemony Lunatics, a team that has been rather consistent here in the jump pad. Let's see if they can continue. They can potentially take the overall win. It will be 3s in the 7, 1 in the 8, and 1 unfortunately trading in 3. That will be a 32-point benchmark set by the Lemony Lunatics. Next up will be the Magical Magentas, a team that has not shown much success here in the jump pad, but of course anything is possible. We saw the Virtual Whales struggle in the team hurdles. We saw the Winter Walkers take the win. Will Team Magenta be able to set a good score and potentially secure themselves a gold medal, to secure themselves the win? It doesn't seem to be so. 28 points, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, a very weak, that's actually a pretty subpar result for the Magical Magentas, who may be now looking to just potentially just hold their spot onto the podium. That's just how bad a 28 might be looking like for them. As we look at the Heat 3 Academy Conquest, a team that did not do very well in the jump pad. And I say that though, they get 1 in the 9 and 1 in the 9, 3 in the 7s, and 1 in the 5. A 35-point score. We might just see the winning run there. And they unfortunately got that. They actually unfortunately fell out the course last season in Season 1 really causing them fall last. They have not repeated that mistake yet again as we look into Heat 4, the Winter Walkers. Of course, they're still on the podium. They could potentially hold on to at least third, but let's see how things will go. It will be 6, 6, 6, 7, and a 3. That's worse than the Magical Magentas with 28 points losing on countback. Then will be a huge major setback to their podium hopes. As we look at the North Falcons, desperate for a good result. Peregrine has definitely improved. We've seen that this team has been gaining momentum. Can that continue though? 4 in the 7 and 1 in the 3. Seems it will be a provisional third of 31 points. If they can hold on to this will be great. This will be pivotal for them. But let's see how the rest of these Marble teams will go. The Radiation Nation lines up for Heat 6. It's a rather poor result there from Decay. Hey, the silver medals of triathlon. Let's see if they can claw their way back after back-to-back bronzes. It's 3 in the 7, 1 in 6, and 1 in 5. A rather consistent result. But how would that translate into the score? It will be 32 points. Means provisional third, knocking the North Falcons off the provisional podium, but not enough to eclipse the Lemony Lunatics. Next up, we have in the penultimate heat. We have the Virtual Whales, who have so far in this friendly not finished above 7th. However, the jump pad is famously one of their better events. So let's see if they can do well. A very good trajectory coming off of that jump pad. 3 in the 8, 1 in the 6, and 1 in the 3. 33 points will launch the team up into second, and they have finally found they are guaranteed no less than an overall podium. They have then a podium here. They have finally found some footing in this friendly, but let's see if the Beacon Legion can make any more, can do anything in this final heat. It will be 3 in 7, 1 in the 5, and 1 in the 4. That will be a total of 30 points, which will be putting them provisionally 6, which I don't think will be able to translate to much. Which means that the Academy Conquest, the team that finished dead last in the jump pad in Season 1 B League, has managed to win in the jump pad here. The Virtual Whales on the second, Lemony Lunatics in third, Radiation fourth. Magical Magenta, the Winter Walkers down in the bottom 2. As we see, the Academy Conquest have taken the win, 24 points ahead of the Lemony Lunatics 23. With back-to-back podiums for the Academy Conquest. A great job to them. Magical Magenta manages to hold onto their spot onto the overall podium. Radiation is for Winter Walkers 5th, Beacon Legion 6th. Virtual Whales with those 7 points will overtake the North Falcons, who will be definitely be disappointed in a dead last finish here. I hope you enjoyed the Season 1 friendly as we await for Season 3 to start sometime in the future.